Oh wow, there's like people already in here. No, never mind. That was from last week. I was like looking at all the comments and stuff that was from the week before last. All right, listeners, welcome back to week 2 of year 3 of Midnight Alley. Anybody want to do a little recap?
I'll do it.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's what I like to hear. I like that enthusiasm. Keep it under 5 minutes.
Yeah, well,
8:25, go.
okay. Things happen, and now we're here.
Oh, stop.
God.
Okay.
All right, for those of you that are listening, I totally just dropped Discord, and I'm opening it again, and Steve's gonna be so angry. Oh, it's gonna be hilarious. Let's see if I can load it up.
We started with some brief like recaps of what kind of happened, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, not last week, of what happened over our break. And that led to us starting with like us kind of either waking up or leaving the vicinity of either people we talked to or dreams we had. One of the things that were established, however, is that our number one priority is keeping Zamra, Edithul, and Aurora safe. Because of so what ended up happening is as we are all kind of separated, Zazie being the farthest of the four, Rose is then met with a knock at the nursery door. She then goes to open the door, or the knocker tries to open the door, and basically a fight immediately ensues. It is then established that the person knocking is an assassin sent there for nefarious intent. We do not know what that nefarious intent is, because we were not able to question this person. But I'm getting ahead of myself. A chase ensues. Rose stays behind to protect the baby in Aurora, and Lucian and then Kovanen chase after this person who is masquerading as a house person, servant, and Lucian tries to tackle the person to the ground, but they were able to dodge and drop a sphere of darkness. Kovanen activates his devil sight and is able to chase after the person, and Lucian eventually gets up and follows. The servant then flies and bursts through a window, kind of Willy Wonka style, and or Wonka Vader style, and Kovanen grows wings and follows. Lucian, realizing he's not the person he thought he was, just is like, hey, what am I doing? And takes out his Kyber's Bane, shoots it into the air, and yells at the top of his lungs for assistance. Lucian then basically like shuts down the entire city. Luckily, Zazi's able to get into the city before the city fully shuts down. But the city is now on high alert and lockdown. While this is going on, Kovanen is having an aerial battle with this person, which then leads to the person falling gracefully, or in Buzz Lightyear's words, falling with style. And as that person finally plummets to their death, Kovanen also plummets to his death, but is quickly found by the guards of the city and brought back to life.
Yeah, you guys, Lucian actually, I'm gonna interject here. There was a cool thing that happened there. Because Lucian actually like co-opted one of the Solitar guards that are like flying around on these, you know, Green Goblin hoverboards. It's like, hey, you know, take me down there. And you kind of, did you fly your own, or were you like riding on the back?
Well, that was never established because we remembered they exist after the fact. So I would say I'd be riding on the back of somebody else's.
Nice.
Yeah, there's still that plan for me and Kovan to steal one, so that we can ride it.
Or two, you know.
Yeah, we're still two, but
Or
yeah, I haven't
everyone.
forgotten. No, what? No, me and Kovanen, we established this. This is canon. This is a canon conversation between Lucian and Kovanen that we would steal one or two.
Okay. Hey.
Fly.
All right. So yeah, and you basically called. You know, you closed down the city, and then you know you called a meeting with your father and uncle.
Well, no, Lucian was told that they wanted entry back into the city, and that upon their return, control of the city would go back to Lucian's father. Lucian tried to finagle his way into like still receiving some kind of information, but on the low. And Lucian then called for a meeting to take place in a quote intimidating room, where a table would be set up and he would be sitting at the head of the table.
Yeah. And you are.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
The head of security was like, you know, I'm the head of security and not one of the servants. Whatever, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's right. Fine. It's just easier just to do it. It's just easier. Okay. So I think I'm gonna actually open to the other half of the party, or the other 3/4 of the party, who are in the co-opted nursery, I guess, kind of looking out for babies and trying to figure out what the hell they're gonna do. Yeah, let's open there.
All right. Was it the nursery or was it Zazie or Kovanen's room?
It was it was one of the rooms because Zazie brought
It was Zazie and Kovanen's room.
into there.
Yeah.
To tend to him.
Yeah, so Zazie and Kovanen's room, yeah, like I said, that's why I said co-opted, you know, co-opted as the nursery because the babies are in there. Leaving it flexible and undefined so you guys can say whatever you want. And it turns out it's Zazie and Kovanen's room, so. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, my injuries, they're so bad. But I'm fine now. Thank you, everyone, for tending to me. Everyone's here. Everyone's fine. There's no more assassins, I think. Right? Any news?
I don't think we'll have any news until Lucian comes back.
Yeah, I think we should at least try to make a plan on what to do. I don't think Irithyll and Aurora can stay in the city any longer.
Uh, Honestly, I think getting them out, getting Zamra out with them is our best course of action. I mean, with what y'all saw in your dreams, I don't think we can leave. Not without some dire consequences. But keeping the kids here ain't an option either.
Mm-hmm.
Zamra, is this news to you? I mean, it's quite a thing to just say. You know, you take the kids and leave, but
I'm just kind of taking it all in. I think it's
I don't think Summer's paying attention to us.
no, I just want to talk to Lucian about it in detail first. I think it requires a bit more information before I just leave. I mean, certainly it does seem like the right move, but I mean, don't you agree? That it's...
Stop talking. Stop talking. You're roboting. You're roboting.
robot. Yeah, you're
All right. Well, I tried to use.
Oh.
We're not hearing a thing you're saying.
Okay. Well, how about now?
Okay, we got to hear more than 3 words in a row for every time someone says "how about now" when they fix their vocal things. Mostly useless.
How about now?
Yeah, we missed like every other syllable then.
Oh, lovely.
Can you hear me
The
now?
lag.
Go say more than just
Yes.
Okay. What happened
Maybe.
was, as I was running the recording, so no matter what I do, even the new computer with high-speed setup and all the everything's going on, apparently I can't record from my laptop while I stream. It's sad.
Well, it is what it is.
Yep. And we move on.
Yeah.
So I'll pick right back up where I left off. So I just
So,
feel it.
okay, how about you start back at the beginning because we heard nothing.
Yeah,
I'm
just
sorry,
pick up
not
where
where I
you
left
picked
off.
up.
Yeah, I'll pick up where I picked up. So I think Lucian, I just want to talk to him a little bit about it first before we just go. Do you know what I mean? It's
Oh, well yes, you don't
course.
have to go right now, but
I mean,
Still
obvious-
might be a good idea to have at least somewhat of an idea of where to go and what to do in mind.
Well, I'm certainly open for suggestions.
Always back to Fairhaven. Take Aurora to Mom.
I'm
I know my family will take care of her. I know y'all are tired of hearing about them, but it's the only option I can think of, unless you know somebody else.
I do have one suggestion. I mean, don't you think that perhaps going somewhere where people might expect us to be is a bit of I don't know, predictable?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just my opinion.
Something that you could do is stay on the ship. Take off, take into the sky, be in the sky as long as you can, just like circling around this area. And if something happens, you leave. But that way, you are both out of the city, have a clear and easy getaway, but aren't halfway across the continent where we can't get to you or contact you.
Right. No, that sounds pretty brilliant, actually. It kind of is along the lines of what I'm thinking. I know I only can stay up there for so long, but I can certainly stay up there for a while before having touched down somewhere. So, I mean, I can't imagine when's the last time we've spent more than 2 weeks in the same place. So, I mean, I could probably make it work.
Zamra, where would you and by extension the children be the safest?
I feel like it's bit of a paradoxical question if you really think about it. For instance, think about this. If someone knows where we are, is that a safe place? Because, of course...
I don't really think. Well, flying around in a circle above the city is quite obvious. That's not very safe either.
Right, but I mean, who really can access us without another airship or something like that? Not saying that people don't have access to those resources, or even probably, famous last words. Some kind of giant creature flies into the sky and comes after
Or
us.
flying surfboard.
Flying surfboards. But I mean, I feel like there's probably enough people under Lucian's command that, if one or two people on flying surfboards came after us, there would be a contingent of other soldiers that could help protect me. I could be wrong. And I'm definitely thinking about taking maybe a couple of those for us to start using ourselves, or at least something using that technology.
Yes!
Something using that technology. I mean, think about it.
Oh, I'm thinking about it. I've thought about it. I'm not going to lie to you.
As long as you're safe on it.
I can my feet can stick to it. It's fine.
I mean, you won't find me on
So,
one, that's for sure.
Zomra, Zazie, that was your idea. It's very brilliant, by the way. I think I guess that sounds fine. You're not here, but you're not really not here either. If you just fly around up above.
Sure. I mean, that's probably our best bet for the time being. But like you said before, I mean, should we... I mean, the ship does have armaments, but they're not really... They're meant for fighting other craft. If there was something else that is more versatile and quick, like 5 of those people on those things, or even something more nefarious. I don't know. I mean, what do you suggest we do?
Certain Lucian could arrange for you. Well, I'm certain Lucian could arrange for you to have a security detail. I don't know who we trust here now, if we're able to trust people, but you could have a quite mobile surfboard.
I do think that
squad.
if that were the case, they should come in shifts and never actually touch down on the ship, because for them to be a member of the crew just creates additional maintenance.
Could the other members of House Loqua not take that role?
I mean,
They could. I don't know how hard is it to learn how to fly one of those things.
Don't ask me. I suppose it's a question for Lucian, I suppose, or maybe one of the people around town. But no, that is a good idea. And also, I didn't even think about that. The rest of, our friends certainly would provide. I had
forgotten about them. That's fine.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be talking over you, Kavan. What were you saying?
No, I was talking at the same time. It wasn't over you or over me. I just also remembered that I had forgotten about them.
Yes, I mean, they're here, but they certainly will provide a level of protection. Even when Erica went sideways on us, they hopped right to action, and I mean, I can't say what would happen if they weren't there.
Well, they're spellcasters, so perfect for if someone attempts to fly at you.
I really do wish they would get a bit more practical military experience, but they certainly are good in a skirmish.
This will be a good opportunity for him. If you don't stay here in the city, you do take off somewhere.
And what about Aurora?
And you do have your house Sibis. My priority is keeping her safe, and if her safety means that I can't be in the same room with her, I'll have to deal with it.
She just nods. I was just making sure. I noticed that you and Zazie, especially you, Rose, have become quite attached to her. And not to say that I haven't, but you two have certainly taken upon the lion's share of mothering, or whatever you do with the weird creature that comes out of an egg.
She was our egg first.
Right. I mean, I'm in no way suggesting that I am. She's kind of like waves her hand dismissively. Please don't. You understand me.
I do. That's one of the reasons why I suggested Fairhaven. That's where I know she'd find a whole bunch of people that would take care of her that I trust.
Sure. I mean, I mean, we can get into that a bit more later once Lucian's back, but What do you think he's doing right now?
I have no idea. When Zazie and I left him, he was pointing at people, giving commands and orders, and falling back into his place here as a Cathalis.
Hmm.
He's probably doing more of that.
Yeah. And there's no telling who the target was when that assassin struck. It could have been you. Could have been one of the kids.
You know,
Don't want to think about that any further.
do you think that perhaps while, we are, or I'm getting things together to take, the children away, that maybe one or two of you might want to go start investigating that? Not you, of course, Kavani. You need to
Lucian-
rest.
I can get. He
You look
dismissive
exhausted.
hand wave. Well, that's not very nice. I'm sure I look fine.
Well,
Anyway,
if that
The
assassin stabbed
security
you,
guy. The security guy. It's fine. My ribs. It's fine. The security guy said they were going to search the body, and perhaps even do some stuff to speak with it.
They're
Yes,
going to
yes,
learn
I've heard of that.
Oh my, that's
They're going to learn things, so we should speak with them soon, so that we know exactly what we're dealing with.
perfect. All right.
But at the same time, we don't want to overwhelm them with questions because they could be dealing with that stuff on their end
Right. We don't want
that
to get in the way of
Lucian has put
investigation.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, they might talk to that bodyguard.
All right.
I wonder. Okay, I think I'm going to write up a message and try and get somebody to deliver it to Lucian.
But if I need to go speak with someone that the security marshal chairman guy about want information they've found in a way that wouldn't be too pushy, I certainly can. I'm happy to go do that.
Well, I do
Yeah,
think that
I'll come with you. Just let me write the note first.
Wait, you're just gonna leave me here with just. I mean, not to say Rose isn't, good enough, but I feel like perhaps. No, you're right. We shouldn't just let someone go out alone. Okay, Rose, you and I will watch the children, and the two of you can go take care of that. But do be back soon, Lucian. I can't imagine he'll be too long. Be back within like the next
We will
2
make-
hours.
How about if we make fetching Lucian part of our errand?
Oh, well, sure. When
Yes, I can forgo the note entirely.
Excellent. All right. Well, you figure out where he is, and you can be waiting for him when he's done, and escort him back, and I guess ask some questions on the way, and Rose and I can knit and. She just
Oh, I
shrugs.
have questions for you.
For me?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
I mean, they
That's-
weren't the only ones that had dreams. Mine just were more focused on other areas,
Sure.
I suppose.
Well, we certainly can get back to that.
Right, I'm going to need a new shirt. Mine sort
Yes,
of
you
exploded.
do. Was that your good
No, casual
Shift
clothing.
leave?
I woke up in a tent.
mhm.
In that.
All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and Lucian, you are sitting in a large meeting hall, adorned with layers of rich, deeply dyed rugs from all over Zendrick, at a table constructed completely out of solid gold, with topaz and jet inlays. There are 2 large globes that are situated above what appear to be the crest of House Cathalis, which is a really ugly little bird. I'm just kidding. Which looks kind of like a bird made out of, jet and carved gold. And then in the center of the table, there is a large chandelier hanging over the table with kaleidoscopic colors, like a mandala of different colors within it. It's not lit. There is a bit of low lighting around the chamber, and directly across from you is the main entrance. And your father and let's get the names. Go ahead and give me the name and explanation, or I guess description for each of these men as they walk in.
All right. Well, the first person that would walk in, because of his large stature, would be my father's younger brother, Thalandor Cathalis. He is a large man, drow, and now when I say large, I do not mean tall. He is robust, if you will. And yeah, he's definitely much shorter than my father and I. He we'll say he has like salt and pepper hair. You know, in his older years, the black of his hair has definitely begun to change on its own, unlike some people. And then following behind him, very close to Lucian's height would be his father. Very similar build. He definitely still maintains a level of a workout regimen, so he's definitely he definitely is built and lean. He has long hair, a Fu Manchu style mustache, and but his hair is kept in a ponytail. More often than not, keeps it out of his face.
Yeah, like shaved sides, back, top knot. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. And they are both, as is the Cathalis way, dressed to the nines. Thalandor is probably wearing a 15-piece suit, because 3 pieces is not enough.
They won't fit him.
They won't. Yeah, 3 won't fit. But his father definitely wearing a nice 3-piece suit. And he, and you know what? They're both kind of like disheveled. You know, there's this whole issue going on with the city, and they're also in the process of like planning the Cathalis Memorial Games. So, you know, they are, you know, experiencing that level of stress as well. Do with that what you will, DM.
All right. So your father walks in. Your uncle walks in. Your father speaks up first.
Mm-hmm.
He steps up to the table and puts his hand on the back of the chair that's directly across from yours. Lucian, what is the meaning of this?
Well, I mean, if we're going to have a meeting, I think seats are necessary.
Your uncle goes to sit in the chair that your dad has the hand on, and he makes eye contact with him for just a moment, and your uncle breaks eye contact and looks away, and your dad sits in the chair far across from him. And then your uncle actually does something strange, and he walks across the room and sits in the chair closest to yours on the left-hand side. Well,
Okay.
Lucian, I think I can speak for both of us and say that this is a bit weird. What is it, you're all wanting to meet with us for? Yes, Lucy.
Well,
Illuminate to us what your first day back news is.
well, you see, unfortunately, there, as I'm sure as you know, there has been a disturbance in the city. And I, because of what was going on above, have been forced to take control of the city. Lucian kind of looks at Thalandor and says, much to some dismay. But we are, myself and my friends have experienced an attack on our safety. Only a few, what is it now? About an hour ago, we experienced an attack by an assassin who meant to enter the nursery. Unfortunately, we do not know who was this person's target. Lucian thinks for a moment and kind of realizes where he was going with that, and then
Lucian, let me
and then,
interject
like-
for just a moment, please. Your father's leaning in. His hands are steepled in front of his face. So you're telling me that within 24 hours of being within our homeland, you have been targeted by assassins?
Unfortunately, Father, I think it goes deeper than that. I have received word that there is someone working closely with you that is not to be trusted, and I have yet to receive any more information than that. However, this person has managed to infiltrate the Catholic's house by working closely with you. So I begin to wonder
Lucian,
if it
interrupt you for a
truly
moment,
is.
Please. Well, brother, this is ridiculous. There's no
Is it?
way that someone has infiltrated the court of Catholics. It's absurd. Your son is clear. What are your sources for this, young Lucian? Where are you getting this information? Please. Elucidate
Uncle.
for us. Please.
Uncle, unfortunately, if I told you where it was from, you would probably bust a seam. It seems your seams are struggling as it is. Let me not add to it.
Roll intimidation. Or just pure charisma.
All right, I'll do charisma.
Huh, nice.
19.
All right, hold on. Let me resist this. Let me roll against this non-magical cutting words here. Where the fuck did they move my dice? All these changes they're making here. Fuck you, roll 20. Stop fucking with me. He just crosses his arm and leans back in his chair. It creaks loudly.
Can I get a strength save for that chair? No.
Nice.
Yeah. Where was I? You'll just have to. I know this is hard for you, but Father, you'll have to trust me on this. As you know, we all
partook in the festivities last night, and you, of course, understand what happens sometimes, particularly with the shamans. All right. 19.
All right. So you're looking around the table, and as you're talking, you see your father sitting there. There's, the table's set. There's an empty glass in front of him. He's just turning it.
Mm-hmm.
I also partook last evening, Lucian. Anyway, I apologize. What you were saying?
Well, as I was saying, you understand what happens, particularly usually with the shamans, when they drink of the tea. As you know, we, drow we may be, but elves we are. Our kind do not dream. However, last night, I dreamt. And in that dream, I was visited by someone who fell by my blade. And although I thought it might not be real, I wanted it not to be real. It was. And this person gave me the wisdom to understand what is going on within our house. This person meant to assist in our, and particularly his, sister's safety, which of course means all of our safety as well.
Brother, as much as I appreciate the danger young Lucian's family and friends are, obviously, and we can't simply just lock the city down before the games. Lucian, what is this you're trying to accomplish here? What is it again? Can we please just at least open commerce again? We can have security checks if necessary. Besides, you said as a member of the house. What are we to gain keeping all travel from in and out? Please.
Because if the person that we assume it is in fact the person that means to do us harm, they are able to take the form of anyone. That means that the entire city is not safe.
They could already be out of here. They could be gone. Just because of the assassins that came after you doesn't mean they're even the same person. It just doesn't make any sense, Lucian. It doesn't add up. If you're worried about members of the court, make it so that no member of the court can leave and they all have to attend. If one's missing, that's your person. If they're all there, it could be one of them, and we just begin the process of elimination. I use the word elimination very loosely.
As much as I hate to admit it, Uncle, you are right. You are correct. However, the unfortunate thing is we do not know whether or not this person has in fact escaped. However, at the same time, Judging by our past run-ins with this person, something tells me that they enjoy a show.
Your father looks up from across the table, who's been very contemplative for the past couple of minutes. He looks at you. Well, Lucian, I think we need to open up an investigation here, clearly. Do you think... What do you think our next move should be? Do you think opening the gates is a wise move? He looks up at you.
As of right now, I don't think that regular travel between the gate should start again. I think we need to limit who comes in and goes out of the city, and we need to ensure that people that do need to come in, it is of utmost importance.
Lucian, please. Do I need to mention that Erica, the games must go on. You can't simply interrupt.
Uncle,
No,
you know,
it is my right.
You know,
It is.
listen, you stupid idiot. All right. The fact of the matter is, all right, it's the lives of the many is worth more than the lives of the few. Okay. Erica will be honored. All right. That is on the top of my list. All right, Uncle.
He pushes out his chair.
Was important.
I'm
She
done
was-
listening to this yammering, brother. When the two of you come up with a decision of what you're going to do, please inform me. I'll be in my rooms.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Run away. It's okay. That's why your daughter stayed with us more than in your own home.
Lucian, do you think that was wise?
No.
Your dad's just like rubbing his
Lucian, I'll-
forehead right now.
Lucian will
What
get up.
What do you want me to do with that, Lucian? I can't allow you to just insult your uncle directly in front of me.
Lucian gets up and goes to the chair next to his father. And sits down and just kind of leans forward in the chair, leaning closer to his father. And
Lucian, I
Dad,
don't know what to do with you right now.
Dad,
What?
if there's ever a time that I need you to trust me on this, as I started to say before, honoring Erica's memory is of utmost importance to me. You know how I got after Mother died. I pushed both her and Lyle away for so long.
Lucian, I...
Just listen to me, please.
Fine, continue.
I pushed them away for so long. So of course, it is of utmost importance that her memory is honored. But this moment here, this situation that the city is in, I honestly, I would push the games years from now if I had to ensure that everyone in this city is safe. including you, Father. I don't care about anyone else. The people that want to come into the city right now are denizens of other cities.
Your father.
But the people here, they are our people.
He puts his hands on the table. I'll trust you, Lucian. Please, just take me to, I guess, the guard headquarters, and we can resolve this. I trust you, but there are traditions, Lucian. There are rules. Lead the way.
All right.
He begins to stand up, and let's flash over to Zazie and Kovanen. This could be interesting, considering that you guys don't really know your way around the city too well. But I'll allow you to
My
narrate.
thoughts exactly.
I'll allow you to narrate. Do what you will. Make rolls as you want. In about 20 to 30 minutes, we'll take our break. When we come back, we'll see what Rose is up to. Anyway, you guys go ahead.
Well, all right. Kovanen goes to his room first to just grab a new shirt. He was wearing one that was lended to him, I think, by one of the servants or something. That one got rid of pieces. Just comes back out, dressed again. All right. After you.
Oh, I was going to follow you.
Easily done. Kovanen begins to retrace his steps, mostly wordlessly, down the path that they chased the assassin.
Zazie will follow.
Down the hallway to the left, not the right. Down the hallway farther, past some windows and stuff that the person ran around. I forget. Maybe it was Kovanen who ran around them on the wall. Anyway, ending in that big dome, cathedral-ish thing with the hole in the window. All right, we followed her that way. Them that way.
How did you get up there? Just your boots? Your feet?
Oh, you missed that part. It was... Okay, well now that I have to do it, I'm really embarrassed about it. Mostly my feet, yes. You can fly. Do you mind flying through the window?
Oh, yeah, give me 1 second. She will cast fly on herself. And fly up to the window.
Kovanen will begin running up the wall with his shoes and stuff until he reaches the window. Goes around the lip of the window to the outside of the dome. All right, then she was flying or floating, and also sort of running on the wall just a little bit. I don't know. There was sort of a mix match of different things they had going on.
Okay. Which way?
Mostly just down, which led to her demise and nearly my own demise. I keep saying she. Why is that? I don't know. Anyway, we were over there. He points to the middle of nowhere out in space. Then we fought. She fell. She made it. She did not make it. I did. Okay, I'm committing to she. I don't know. Whatever. So down we go.
Did you jump at her?
I'll get to that later. I promise. Just go down.
She will start flying down.
He runs down the wall to lead her over a couple ledges down to, the crime scene where that assassin hit the ground and died, hoping to find some security people.
Yeah, it's definitely there are a couple guards standing there. You know, there's no like chalk or anything like that, or caution tape up, but there are a couple of guards standing there, just looking around. And there's still some remains, a little bit of splatter there.
Yeah, for sure.
But the body's
Well,
gone.
I don't want to I don't want to like sneak up on them from the sky or whatever. So I'll try to position myself that I can just like stand there with one hand on one hip and wave. Hello.
Where are you coming from?
Somewhere up above.
So he's like gonna look and see you flying down.
He's gonna look and see
I'm-
Zazie flying down with Kavanen on the wall.
I'm running down the wall with my slippers. So I will call out, very friendly tone, non-threatening. I'm not an assassin, you know.
Okay, roll persuasion.
Sure. We'll say from 2 stories up. Persuasion. 18.
Okay. As you start descending, you can see that each of them have a bit of a skeptical look on their face, and one of them is like pointing to you, and then he's like pointing down. You know, it's like the road's closed, and some guy's like standing in the street. You know, he's like pointing for you to go the other way.
Yes, I'm aware there was a bit of a scene here. I was the other half of that little, whatever you want to call it.
Roll history.
Did I forget something about my own near death? 7.
Well, you were nearly unconscious when. Well, you were completely unconscious when they found you, and you're nearly unconscious.
I was.
Yeah. You do recognize that the one guard that is there, actually was one of the riders that showed up. As you look around, you see that there are 2 of the boards hovering just over the ledge, like just in midair, over the ledge of where the body was. Oh, hi, how you doing there? Reaches his hand over to you to shake your hand.
I continue descending, and then shake his hand. Yes.
Oh, well,
So, thank you so very much for all the help I received.
well, my
you
name is
and-
Kiss Gerald. Nice to meet you.
Kiss Gerald. Hello, I'm Kovanen. Thank you so much for the help that you and all of your companions gave right in the moment of my need. I nearly bit the dust.
Indeed, you did. I'm actually kind of surprised that you made it out of there alive.
I have
He's
some,
made it out of worse situations alive. Zazie will. A light down next to them.
I have some really talented companions.
Oh,
Fortunately,
nice to meet you, miss.
Hello.
This, of course, is a crime scene. I have to ask both of you to stay back. Even though, of course, you were here originally, sir, I can't allow you to contaminate the crime scene before we're done running our investigations. I'm sure you understand.
no, I have no intention of spending much more time here than I need to. Actually, it's the investigation itself that we were hoping to inquire about. Given that we were so very personally involved in the encounter, we would just like to know a bit more. If there's someone who could set aside some time.
Roll persuasion again. And he's just kind of looking between the 2 of you, squinting a little bit.
Ugh, 21.
Why did you say ugh?
Because that means I rolled an 8 on the dice.
Oh, okay.
God damn.
Sorry, I didn't mean to brag about it, but you had to ask. Now I have to say it.
Oh, shut the fuck up. All right. Well, if you want to come back in about 2 years, I can walk you down to the headquarters. My shift is over. I'd be more than happy to take you down there, and we can do a little bit of a conversation. Maybe we can meet in the mess, have a couple drinks, chat about it a bit. There are some things that I need to ask you about, if you don't mind me asking you a couple questions.
Oh, I didn't expect that, but it shouldn't surprise me at all. It's entirely reasonable, given that I was.
I'm
Well,
going to be
you know,
off duty. It's going to be more
involved.
it's going to be a bit more informal. Just information, if that makes sense.
Right.
Right.
Well, I'm looking at Zazie as I'm responding. Like, well, I think 2 hours is fine.
Mhm.
We intend to go track down Master Gathalis anyway. Lucian, that is.
Right.
That would give us some
Master
time.
Lucian will know where to meet us. Just have him escort you there. It'll make things a bit quicker. But if I could ask you to be on your way now, that would be great for everyone.
Yes, of course. One thing. Do you know where Lucian might be?
That's a good question. Now, I can't say that I know where he went. I know that he went to headquarters for a bit, and I haven't seen him since.
Okay.
All right. I suppose we'll make it a chore to track him down.
Well, actually, if you want to take a second, I can make a quick call for you, and give you an idea.
That would be
all right.
incredibly helpful.
Just tell me where to stand so I'm not in the bounds of the crime scene.
Just points. He's like, yeah, just take a couple steps over there. Points over to, cause it's kind of like a ledge that wraps around the layer above it. Probably about 20 feet of space between, wherever you can stand in the edge. And there's like pots and plants. It's like Legend of Zelda temple, it's like there's like a shrub here and there. Anyway,
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
See
Kawana
him-
takes a step over. That.
he pulls out this medallion. It almost looks like a coin from his pocket, and he rubs his fingers on it, and it begins to glow for a moment. And you see him hold it up to his mouth, and he then holds it up to his ear, and he just kind of goes back and forth, talking about it for a minute or two. If you're eavesdropping, he's basically just asking what happened with Lucian and where he is.
Yeah.
All right.
Kawana
Yeah,
is-
apparently he talked to the top and had a meeting with with his father and uncle about keeping the gates closed and a couple other things.
Oh, right.
Very interesting. But yeah, I mean, if you head directly up that hill right there, and he points over to the staircase, that is the one that goes directly up the center towards the middle of the palace. If you follow that up, this staircase that goes straight up,
Oh, that up.
follow it up, keep going, and then it goes to the next room, and there's another staircase inside after the green antechamber. Follow that up, and then
After the chamber.
keep
on
going
top,
up the middle, and the next room,
Going up.
there's a corridor.
Next room.
There's another
Corridor.
staircase going straight up the middle, and then follow that
Even
up
farther,
again,
Right.
and then that is actually the door up the middle between the next chamber. So it is 3 rooms up the stairs from where you are right now, probably about a 5 to 10 minute walk. But it is
Easily done.
Yeah, it's the main meeting room for
yes.
the war room, if you will.
We will proceed respectfully. Thank you very much.
Right, you might get accosted by guards every couple of feet there. Well, not
Oh, of
feet, but
course.
room or two. But I'm sure you can use your charms and let them know who you are. But if they have any questions, just have them call down to me, Kiss Gerald.
Kiss Gerald. Got it. Thank you very much. Give him a respectful nod of the head. Turn to make my way towards the staircase. Takes a slight detour to that little ledge that you mentioned where he had to stand off to the side, look out to the city.
Zazi's just hovering and following him.
He sighs, eyes a couple of the pots, nudges one of them with his foot, watches it like teeter a little bit. All right, up we go.
Do you want me to try and carry you again? That would be faster, I think.
In what way?
Well, I can move faster through the air.
I have. he looks around at the guards and puts a hand on Zazi's back to start ushering her up the stairs. Fine, all right, we're gonna keep bringing it up.
Hmm?
The lady.
No, it's literally basic trigonometry. I
the
don't have
lady,
to go.
as you remember,
Oh.
because you learned it first, is, shall we say, draconic. Right?
Yes.
Right.
I fail to see how this ties in
Um,
with the math.
Let me. The what? It doesn't.
You know, it's basic
am I-
trigon.
Anyway, you keep bringing up the flight thing. Let me do the thing. Let me do the bit.
Okay.
Well,
I don't
Went
even want
back
to do it
into-
anymore.
went back into the glade to speak with her because she said she had a thing to bestow upon me. I didn't want to do it, so I went back. And I was like, all right, fine, I'm ready. I wasn't really ready, but I lied, and she did it anyway. Anyway, the point is, she's draconic. I guess, a little bit draconic. He pulls the collar of his shirt down. The scales. You can see the scales now.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they're like iridescent or something, sort of like aurora, sort of not, but
Does it feel different?
yes, they certainly felt different when, the dagger was she was trying to stab me with them. There's like they're thicker than skin, that's the way to say it.
Yeah, hold on. How does this feel compared to this? She'll reach out and like gently rub at one of his scales and then go grab his hand and then rub the top of his hand. How does that compare?
I feel it sort of the same way that you do when you press on one of your fingernails, I guess.
Interesting.
There's no sensitivity, but there's like pressure.
That's interesting.
Anyway, that's hardly the coolest part. He flexes his arms and his shirt explodes again as the wings burst out of his back. They have the sort of the bony ridge along the top, like reptilian dragon wings, if you will, but then expand out into the feathery coatl wings.
Oh my.
With for the DMs, whatever, 2 other little wings that pop out below those. So he has 4 wings, and it's not quite as angel-y, which is fair and valid.
Oh my.
So, it's still so new. I don't know how to, but they work, and I was able to follow her down. I was able to follow her through the ceiling. I was fighting with her in this sky above the city.
Sorry, what did you say? They
I
they
can
look
fly
really
with them.
cool.
I can fly with them.
Oh,
Look at me.
that's cool.
Look at me. I'm up
Yes,
here.
yes. I'm looking.
I can fly with them. Oh,
That's
and they
very-
go.
that's-
Oh, they disappear. Oh, but I'm still quite tired. Please feel free to carry me up the stairs. Do your math about it or whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone's watching. It's the new thing, and everyone's looking.
Yeah, okay. Give me a second. She'll take off her cloak and then wrap it around him so he's not just
Oh.
walking
I'm not used to that yet.
around
that part,
bare
yeah.
chested. And then she'll attempt to pick him up, princess style,
You
and
look over
fly.
you look over at Kess Gerald. He's just giving you like a thumbs up, like over enthusiastically.
Yeah, she'll pick him up and then fly. So you see what I was talking about with the math. It's trigonometry. So it's faster to just go straight there than it is to go not straight there. It's the hypotenuse is it's faster.
But we're just
And
flying up the stairs. He said to go up the stairs anyway.
Yes, but it's still faster.
Well, if you fly faster, you get there sooner. No one knows that.
Yeah.
Show me the hypotenuse later. We'll...
Hypotenuse.
Yes.
Did you not have to take any math classes at Fairhaven?
I don't recall if I had to or not, but I didn't.
That makes a lot of sense.
Also, no, of course not. I was in the Bard's College. And that was
I
like
mean-
18 years ago. I couldn't remember if I did.
Okay, that I'll give you a little slack then. And then boom. They're there.
Those books were
Gee.
so expensive. I didn't even read
Puts them down.
Yeah. All right, guys, and we'll take
You
our.
could find all of those books free at the library.
Yeah, teach yourself math. All right, I need to make my bed.
Yeah,
My
whatever.
wife go to bed. She's up still playing video games. She's got to get up super early tomorrow. So I'll be back in
Classic.
10 or so.
No, he just gave him a check signed by the lady and then piled the books up in his closet, never to be seen again. This is our bio break.
Yeah, this is bio break.
Okay, great.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. My old dog doesn't want to eat dinner anymore, so we have to kind of like make him eat. And then I'll have like 3 bites. We're gonna make him go back again, and it's just a lot of
Senior dog. How old is he?
13 and a half. It's pretty old for a golden retriever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, well, welcome back. I'm sorry to hear that he's old, but
He's almost like 100 dog years or some shit. He's fine. He's had a good life.
Yes. I mean, for a golden retriever, that's incredibly long-lived.
I had an old dog once. He wasn't always old. We got him as a pup. Then with time, he got old.
As do all of us that are lucky enough to experience that luxury.
One day he
I
wasn't
know.
old anymore.
Oh, you're back?
I'm gonna live forever,
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, you're
good
gonna
luck.
get digitized.
just out of sheer spite and willpower.
Nice. That's cool. Well, have fun with that.
I will. You know, doubters like you just fuel me even more.
Oh. Well, I'm glad that I can bring you more life. Alright, is Lucian back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Who cares? It's not his. Oh, he's back. Hey.
You're a dick.
Okay.
I was just gonna say it's not his scene. It's Rose.
Alright.
Mhm.
My back. My back. Well, I'm gonna get some Rose music going for this one. I need to use people's theme songs more for their scenes.
I gave you a
We
whole
have
playlist.
theme songs?
I
And
hesitate to
playlist.
ask.
Well, you can't hear it anyway because you won't listen. But Rose has hers. Yeah, I have different songs that in my head that I've like assigned to different people. There's a few that have stuck around. We can go over that another time.
Yes, we shall.
Rose,
Alrighty then.
you are
Yes.
in the rooms hanging out with Zamra, and she's still standing. She has a bit of like a pensive look on her face. Definitely doesn't look her normal. I don't know. However you would describe it.
Yeah, she definitely looks worried. That's
Yeah.
what I'm hearing.
Yeah, normally she just has this kind of carefree, dismissive, almost sarcastic nature about everything. And that's not the case right now at all. So
Do you need to sit down or do you need to talk about it?
I prefer to stand for now. What is it that you want to talk about? I think it might help just to talk about something.
I was more about your husband or kid. But yeah. I was actually going to ask you how much do you know about the dragon marks to begin with?
That's an interesting question. What do you mean? In what way? Like the history of them, the meaning behind them, what they do, what they are, the houses. I mean, it's a bit of a loaded question. I mean,
That is. I do more mean specifically their history, meanings behind them. I know that Grimbor was apparently researching that. And then Gramash. That's also kind of what I dreamt about with that tea.
Well,
Something about.
yeah, I think the first
Go ahead.
dragon marks were. It's going to seem strange, but I think it was the House of Hospitality. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm sure if somebody cracked a book and they looked in it, there's something. But hospitality and which is the halflings. You know, nobody really knows exactly where they came from. It's a bit of story debate. A lot of people, you know, obviously think that they come from dragons, and that's why they're named that. But they also are dragon marks because they are thought to be actually marks within the prophecy. Like, if the prophecy was a book, the, you know, characters, and when I say characters, I don't mean the people. I mean, like, the writing in the book would be made from dragon marks. And, you know, a person with a dragon mark, you know, could represent a letter within, you know, a sentence. Now, obviously, this is a bit more incomprehensible than just saying, like, oh, each person, you know, put them together makes a sentence. Because it's a little beyond me. I'm kind of just repeating what I've heard. But so they make up the contents of the Draconic prophecy, which to me is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. It just sounds crazy. Like, there's so prophecy. What is prophecy anyway? Does it make any sense to you how it's like, oh, this is what the future could be? It's like just a how could there be multiple futures simultaneously? It just means to me that you really don't know what's going to happen. Right?
More or less. That's honestly philosophically not my forte.
Well, anyway,
Not what I'm
so
concerned about.
the history, you know, the houses were, you know, kind of established over time. You know, but there are people that say that the dragon marks existed even before we started recording them. But, you know, at some point they, you know, formed alliances with each other and even, you know, performed duties as we do now, but in a different capacity. if you will.
So the term marked wardens, would that mean anything to you?
No, that's a new one to me.
Because that's what I dreamt about. Bunch of people with some pretty damn powerful marks of their own. They weren't houses so much as just different people working together. They've been united at one point. Not quite like what's going on right now, but not too much different.
It's an interesting dream to have.
I don't think. Definitely in the past.
So is this, you think this was like something that actually happened? Like there was, I mean, possibly. When do you think it was? I mean, or could have just been
Centuries
a
ago,
dream.
maybe? I doubt that. I seem to have been possessed in a man named Jez. As he manifested his own, apparently.
Sure. The name doesn't sound familiar, but it you know, could have been a name.
I had a little girl. Not entirely too sure who I was talking to, but
you were a man
something took her over
named
too.
Jez, and you had a little girl.
Yeah, it was well, the entire night. That dream. There was a village nearby. This man had his own little wheat farm, not far from it. I woke up in his body in the dream.
So, and where did the marked?
Tried to keep her as safe as I could
wardens-
until the Mark Warden showed up.
What were they?
It's definitely was a Deneth, Kundarak. Gods, I can't remember the other one. It'll come to me in time, but definitely some powerful fighters. Not Thrashk, strangely enough.
It's interesting. I mean, it's funny that you say that because I feel like that we're probably more united now than we ever were. In the history that I know, if you think about it, before, probably through the war, we would become a bit more divided because the services that we were providing, we're each trying to hash out our own market, and certain of us worked with others, but like House Orion and us were certainly at odds because, we.
Transportation.
Right, exactly. And we it's funny. Here's an interesting thing. So there is a belief within certain groups within my house. Generally, dragon marks are thought to be they're not supposed to be destructive, the marks themselves are for creating. That's kind of what we do, in one way or another, or for, I guess, positive. I don't know how to does that make any sense?
That makes sense.
Anyway,
Used to
not destructive.
benefit the rest of society.
And the thing that makes aberrant dragon marks aberrant is that they are destructive. That's like the reason why they're trying to get rid of them. And those are the mark of death at one point, which is an interesting one. They basically got rid of, which is really weird because it was like a mark of elves, but they also had like dragon blood or something. I don't know. Anyway, before my time. So, but they got rid of that mark.
I was very tempted from that.
And then there's all these other like.
And yet,
what's that?
they got rid of it, but
Yeah.
yet here I am.
Well,
This isn't a Thrash mark, remember?
right. Well, I highly doubt it's a mark of death. But I mean, it could be. Anyway, let me finish before I lose my train of thought here. I'm beginning to go off the rails. So, what I was saying is, there's a group of people in my house that thinks that all power is supposed to be used. It's like the mark of storms, and they believe that we are kind of like, destructive. I mean, because obviously we are, because we can call down lightning and do all of these other things, and in a way, I would say, we do have one of the most powerfully destructive houses, if you think about it. Like controlling the weather, like sure, it makes sense. You can use it for good, but you could just as easily use it to destroy things. Well, not necessarily a travel
I'm gonna
a house
kind
for
of point
travel.
out.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna make a quick, brief argument against that. Any of these houses can be used in unsavory ways. I mean, I can think of some pretty nefarious uses for finding things and other people.
That's true, but I mean, that's not
really don't.
directly. That's not directly destroying something. Like you could say the same thing for House Cannith. It's like, oh, House Cannith, they make war machines, and those war machines destroy things. No, that's not House Cannith destroying things. It's the weapons that they're making, and of course, that is weapons. But there's a layer of separation between the destruction that occurs and the abilities that are linked to the house. Like, I mean, my mark, I've actually, believe it or not, at one point been approached by, well, I guess you could say by one of these groups within my house because of my mark. I probably am the foremost mark bearer in all of our houses right now. Well, my house anyway. I mean, I've never seen your mark is. I mean, probably the closest to mine, and you know, I mean, no offense, but it's probably aberrant. So I mean, aberrant marks kind of take on a mind of their own, and it happens. I mean, I'm not trying to insult you. Like, I think it's really cool, but do you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I don't mean to insult you.
You're not insulting me. Trust me, that's one of the reasons why I'm so curious about this. Like, between that dream, the fact that this thing, and she points to the mark on her arm, is doing what it's doing. Like,
Right. I mean, and even your mark, for instance, it doesn't seem to be especially destructive, so it doesn't really fit the criteria for it to be an aberrant dragon mark. It's more of like guarding and stuff or something. I don't know. I mean, like,
not sure either, honestly.
so
Nothing.
I did hear a story once of a man. So he was an heir to House Deneath, but he wasn't a dragon marked heir. He was just, in the line. So he wasn't Deneath. He was just Deneath. And he was a great warrior, and he actually, I think he was from Syria. He might have been Syrian. Anyway, so him and one of his allies, they, at one point his ally got captured, and they did something where they were able to extract his dragon mark from him, his ally, who was from House Tarasco, and they created some form of, I don't know if it was a Kyber shard or, something with a Kyber shard, and they extracted it from him, and somehow he consumed that dragon mark. And when he did, instead of giving him the mark of Tarasco, it interacted with his own bloodline and caused him to get an aberrant dragon mark. And he actually, for a long time, was this is the history, but he was known as the son of Kyber in Shan. So, and he actually became a very evil man after he got that mark. It's just strange. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you. It'd be terrifying.
Well, if it does, you got my permission to, fire away.
Right. I mean, anyway, so hopefully it doesn't happen to me, because like I was saying, I'll mark. What? Anyway, I could go on for this for hours, but like, this is what I was thinking. Like, okay, so there's an aberrant dragon mark, right? Well, what if it's just the first one, and they have a child, and that aberrant dragon mark becomes a line of marks? So it's like, this guy has the aberrant dragon mark of, I don't know, basket weaving, okay? And then he has a kid, and his kid has it as well. So, and they start a family in a house, and it's no longer an aberrant dragon mark, right?
That makes sense.
Or if you have a kid and you have a dragon mark, do they get a random one? Or does it become the same one that you have? I don't know. There's a lot of secrecy.
I mean, well, no, my brothers, the ones that did manifest a mark, all manifested the rash.
Right, obviously, because
But-
that's a bloodline that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I was just
Yes.
saying, it's like, what if every aberrant dragon mark is just the seed to another bloodline, and we just prune them before they have an opportunity to grow, and they turn into, like, a bunch of, like, the House of Basket Weaving. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think it's strange that we're just, like, doing this weird. So, like, what's it called when you kill, like, an entire group of people? Anyway.
Genocide?
That's not the one I was thinking of.
Is
But
that the word you're thinking?
No, that works. That works, I think. Jeez, this is just not cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know what? That was a good distraction. I could think about this for hours.
I mean, my other go-to isn't necessarily here at the moment. He's got other things he needs to be doing right now.
Oh boy.
What?
No, I understand.
Yeah, she was missing. I'm gonna say no to finding her.
Right. That's what he does, right? He finds things.
Yeah.
I wonder if he had that ring, if he would be able to find it faster. No, why did he give that to Zazie? It doesn't even make any sense.
I'm pretty sure it made sense to him at some point.
Yeah. I think it was one of those situations where it's like, oh, here, have this. And then, like, it's going to be, like, a thing. You know, it's like, oh, well, if they, when they meet, because, you know, he probably knew she was going to turn up eventually. He probably didn't think she would just be, like, hiding out in the deep wood forever, right? I bet he was, like, expecting her to come, like, crawling back.
I don't necessarily think that. It's not the
Maybe.
sense I got from her.
Maybe not. I clearly, she didn't seem that spited after all. You're right. Hey, dude, what do you think? What do you think that shifter we met is doing right now?
Which one? Harold?
No, Harold.
Oh, the I don't know.
Al.
You're talking about Al.
Right, Al, and whatever her friend's name was, the Warforged.
Rico. I
Rico,
don't
that's right.
know. That's. I think the last I heard about them was Delia getting information from her.
Right.
So who knows? Hopefully she survived. But we'll see.
Yeah, so here's a funny thing, and this stood out to me in particular. So she was talking about she was hunting some girl, right, that has this mark, like it was an aberrant dragon mark, but all of the abilities that this girl had seemed like they were all abilities from my house. There was fog, there were storms, there was all sorts of, you know, interactions with water. And she was near the water the entire time, and she came from a village that is a population of people, specifically from House Deliranda. So that was just something that I thought was interesting. She had a large mark covering her back.
No. Maybe there's somebody out there with another big Delirander mark.
That's clearly not as powerful as mine.
Well, I mean, to be fair, yours is the largest mark I've ever seen on anybody, except for that maybe somebody else.
she
so-
kind of quirks her eyebrow. Who?
Rose blushes. I mean, Lucky's is
Oh, stop it!
covers a fair bit of his skin.
Are you making a bad joke right now?
No, I'm actually walking myself into a corner I don't need to be walking myself into. Anyway,
I'll let you out of this one easy this time, but next time, maybe a little bit more news. All right, so back to business. So that's all I really know about dragon marks. I mean, other than like a lot of speculations. But yeah, I mean, does that answer your question at all? A little bit.
a little bit. I mean, be nice to, figure out once and for all what the hell is going on with mine. I think it gave me about as many questions as it gave me answers. So, definitely not smart enough for this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've been gone for some time now. I think, they could be back soon and we could figure out what they're doing. Oh, I just really want something to eat before we leave, and I just want to see my husband and tell him. It's just disturbing. You guys always get to be together, and then I'm always going away, and I just feel like I'm just missing out on everything all the time.
Yeah, well, the next time we have to separate, we got the bigger job.
I know,
Get new
yeah,
kid
my
and-
job is supposed to be more important, but I just want to be with you guys, and you're always going places and doing all these exciting things, and I'm just kind of always on the back burner. I mean, occasionally I get to be there for the big thing, but I don't know. I mean, come on, you have to see it. Imagine if you and me.
I would be. You know what? You got a point. I don't know what I'd do with myself, but also I can't quite see Lucian that way, so I'm glad it's you and not me.
She just laughs a little bit. Well, I mean, right. I mean, he grows on you.
Honestly. Honestly. When I first looked up at the city, coming back from funeral rites, my first instinct was to take Aurora and bolt. Honestly, if I could. But Zazie and Lucian get a say in that too. Such as Kavanen.
I wonder if they've met up yet.
I hope they have.
I wonder what they're doing right now. So let's flash over to the moment that you guys bump into Lucian in the hall. Lucian steps out of the main corridor with his father. You have passed by his very large uncle, and you see each other. They're walking down a flight of stairs into the main antechamber, and you are walking up the flight of stairs into the main antechamber.
Or perhaps flying.
Or flying. I think inside it would probably be bad form to fly around, but you can do what you want. You know.
It does last for 10 minutes, so I am definitely milking as much as I can out of these 10 minutes.
Well, this cave is not named Milk, so.
Yeah, well, anyway, she's flying up the staircase just gently so as to not disturb the decorum, perhaps, you know.
Yeah,
slowly.
just hovering a few inches above the stairs.
So as you said, this was going to be the faster way. I feel like you could just walk. So I'm sure it's much easier for you to carry me this way.
Do you want me to put you down?
I didn't say you should put me down. I'm just pushing you
Then
back. Like you said, point
then
you may begin to
stop
about this
pointing
being,
things
about
out
this
like
being
that.
so much faster than, even though you're just flying at walking speed.
But we're inside now, so I don't want to be
Watch out for that
rude.
big guy.
Oh God.
What are
Sorry,
you doing
sir.
flying around? You can't be flying around like that in here. Just get.
It's walking speed. We're below the speed limit.
Nah, there's rules against that, you know.
This is not your house.
He looks behind him and he you know, looks like he is afraid that someone may be following, and he just leaves. I'm
Who
hungry.
is that? Anyway.
I don't
Oh,
know who that
Lucian.
was. Lucian.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. All right, put me down now.
Okay, fine. She'll put him down.
Are you enjoying yourself?
I'm injured. You expect me to walk up all these stairs by myself?
Sure.
Look, we came to find you, okay?
All right. You found me.
Are you well?
As well as can be expected. You, of course,
Fair enough.
remember my father?
Muscatella.
I
Father?
do.
Do
Good
you
to see you,
remember
too.
my friends?
Bit of a
DM.
bow.
Yes.
Can I tell if this guy hates me? Because I did threaten him with a knife.
Oh, that was so long ago.
Butter knife.
Roll insight.
You were level 1 or 2 max.
I'm still scared about it.
He didn't care about you.
7.
He makes eye contact with you casually, and then, you know, looks back to Lucian. Well, Lucian, I think we should probably be about our business. Are your friends going to be joining us?
Oh,
Well, are you?
Oh, well, I don't mean to interrupt if you have business to attend to, but I should say why we came. We were hoping to speak with the security forces about the, you know, attempted assassination,
incident.
and they need some time to sort of gather themselves before they're able to speak with us. We thought we'd come get you in the meantime.
Lucian just kind of smiles and then looks at his dad. And yes, they're joining us.
Excellent. Well, let's be on our way then. I have many things I need to attend to before this day is over. Your safety being the first.
Very well. I think with both of you in attendance, they are likely to probably speed things up a bit. The guy wanted us to wait until a couple of hours until he was off shift, and he could talk to us in the mess hall. And
Granted, it was just the random guy on duty and
it
not the
was just
person in
that
charge.
guy. Right.
Yeah, he's just Lucian's dad, just kind of walking ahead.
So, how are you feeling?
We also wanted to, well, obviously check in and see how you were. But also, we tried to come up with some plans to get Zamra and Aurora and Irithul out of the city, where they
We had a couple of
would be
ideas, but of course
safer.
didn't want to get too far ahead in the discussion without you there.
All right. All right, of course. Sure. I mean, what are you thinking?
Zarma's going to fly in a circle for as long as she can.
Well, okay. So, the idea is for Zamra to take Irithul and Aurora, get into the ship, circle around the city. That way, she is within
That's what I
easy
said.
contact
He
distance.
He knew all of that was the unsaid part that he understood.
Well, I'm explaining it so that the unsaid parts can be said, so that nobody is misunderstood.
You guys are so cute.
Shut up.
Well, I don't know about me, but anyway. So I think that's the best idea we came up with. It keeps Zarma nearby in case there's an emergency. We can go speak to her somehow. She can come down to us. Security detail from those fine gentlemen and ladies on the flying things.
Or, depending on how
speaking of
easy it
which-
is to learn that, potentially
Hold on.
from
He
the
said
rest of
speaking
House
of which.
Lukla.
He said speaking of
Oh.
which. Go on.
Apologies.
Father behind you.
Yes, Lucian.
Yes. Where? Just remind me. You know, it's been some time since I've been here, and where are the hoverboards parked, like kept? It's been a while, you know. I just want to take inventory of where everything is.
Roll
Only
deception.
imagine the look he's. Only imagine the
With
look
disadvantage.
he's giving his son. That he's giving his son right now.
Yeah.
That's a 9.
I said with disadvantage is a 9. Lucian, we've discussed this at nauseum. Do you remember what happened last time you tried to pilot one of them?
Mm-hmm. Listen, all right. Yes, I did crash. And the fires were put out rather quickly. So
The fire's the least of my concern. Your well-being is my first concern, Lucian. Please,
You
can
could
we?
say that the other. You could say that the other riders know very well what can go wrong, but your son understands what can go wrong.
Precisely.
I'm not trying to have philosophical conversations with you of why you should or shouldn't and how well you know about the consequences of these actions. Can we please just get to the office and talk to whoever it is? We need to take care of
My
this.
sincere apologies. I got caught up in a moment about talking about hoverboard things.
I have
The
about
distraction. The
1
distraction was
hour
mine.
before I have to return for a different meeting this evening. And it's
Please,
not that your
I will follow you.
dealings are not important to me, but the Deliran envoy is here and waiting for me, and you obviously have other things on your plate. Take care of them. I'll help, but I do need to go see to your other family's needs.
Yes, of course.
I need to come up with an excuse for why your wife can't be there and why you can't be there. They're going to be so insulted. Fortunately,
you
I'll
don't-
be there.
You know what? I would be remiss if I didn't say that, at the very least, Lucian, that's me, Zamra's mother, didn't know the truth.
Why not just tell them all the truth?
No, the truth about what?
That there was an
No.
assassination attempt, and that's why everything
sure.
is.
No, Lucian, your friend is a fantastic idea. We should just tell them.
My idea.
We should just tell them.
I mean,
Go on, brother.
I thought that was the obvious thing.
Yeah.
Well, not diplomatically. If they're here and they see the city is not safe for them, then
That's outside of our control for now. That's why we're on
it's
our way
outside of
to.
your control. This is my city. I'm supposed to make sure it is within my control. That is not a good thing for a leader to have that sort of thing when we're trying to make negotiations.
Father, I wasn't aware that your name was Thalendor.
Thalendor?
You being
Oh,
the more
boy.
you being the more reasonable of the two brothers, I would assume that you would understand the necessity of being out forthright, especially when it comes to politics.
Oh, bother.
As I mentioned before,
We still have
let's-
a couple more minutes left on this flight. Do you just want to get there before them? Come on in.
I don't know where we're going.
Your 10 minutes is way up.
Oh, hush.
10 minutes has just been this conversation.
Anyway, let's continue.
Yes, let's just
Father,
move ahead.
come, let's-
It's a very short walk. If we
Please,
just go
Lucian.
straight there.
Before your father's patience runs too thin.
He just looks at you. And
I know whose patience is anything but thin.
Will you please
You're right.
stop that? Your uncle.
It must have been for him to have raised you. In all honesty, let's be real here for a moment.
Hello?
Onward.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. So he just
Hello.
marches on ahead. You guys go down 1 flight of steps, 2 flight of steps, 3 flight of steps, and then here's your helipad right here, and then you walk down inside this building. There's this massive, brick of an edifice that where the headquarters for the guard is. He walks you into the main guard chamber for the Sulatar.
Do I see the hoverboards anywhere?
I'm gonna regret this. He walks up to the man
DM?
that you roll perception.
You did say the
Uh,
helipad. They gotta be nearby.
Yeah, exactly. 16.
You don't see them, but you see a room where they could be.
Oh. I'll make a mental note.
Yeah, so you go to the same room.
I'll even nudge Kovanen and like point in that direction and just like kind of like use my hand to pretend to fly.
Roll sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh man. That's a 16 with advantage.
Lucian, what? Stop it! Pay attention to what we're doing, and stay out of that room. I'm taking you down here to give you command of the guard. Can you at least act like you're a Cathalis for 5?
Apologies, I had asked him if that's where they stored the boards.
Yes, it is. Which is none of either of your concerns, because you're not going to be flying around on them. Do I make myself clear?
Absolutely. The fault
Yes.
for the distraction was mine.
Yes, yes.
Roll deception. Oh,
24.
damn.
14.
Can you make sure he doesn't do that, please? Kovanen, is it? Lucian,
Yes.
why can't you be more like him?
Oh.
I don't mean
Listen,
it. I don't mean
Father. No. It's okay. I understand.
it. Kovanen, can you
Anyone
please make sure that he
that
stays
would-
off the board? Please.
If there is anyone
Stop
that
talking.
you
I'm
can
talking
trust,
to Kovanen right now.
Absolutely, I will. I will
Thank
see
you.
to it, quite personally, that he stays off of it.
I'm very proud of you, Lucian. Your wife, your friends. He looks at Zazie. Kovanen
Gives him the grimace of a smile.
He's like, your wife, your friends, your friend Kovanen. Wait out here. I'll be just a moment. What did we
We
say?
found this one in the bricks.
Wait, what did we? Oh yeah. It was not Corinthian.
fuck. God, I know it was something stupid.
Oh man. Oh, hold on. I got it somewhere. the marshal guy.
It's like Centurion
Yeah.
mixed with.
Mm-hmm. Centrusian.
Oh, Centrusian. Yeah.
Like Centurion with Lucian.
Yeah. Centration. Thank you, Rose.
Centration. Yeah.
Lord Marshal Centration is in this room. I will put him
Just
under
as
your
I
command, Lucian. Do not let me down.
I will make sure
course,
he
of course
stays.
not.
That he stays down.
I will arrange to make the games a bit later. Please resolve this within the
All
week
right.
if you can. 2 weeks, maximum. And stay off the hoverboards. Please.
All right.
If you want to
Yes, of
requisition them and train with them, we can make that happen. But between now and the time that House de Lyranda is here, I will entertain. And when they leave, I want this wrapped up. He looks at the two of you.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes, sir.
He kind of side-eyes Zazie. Thank you. All right. I'll be back in a moment. He steps through the door into the main office of High Marshal Centration. What a horrible name.
You were so proud of yourself when you came up with that.
No, I hated it the whole time. Anyway, so you guys are just kind of hanging out there.
All right. Well, that was something. Lucian, I'm sorry. I thought what I was doing was taking the blame for it, but he made it up to be a good example.
It's all right. I was trying to
Tell him that, of all people, you are definitely the one to get out of trouble. And then start laughing.
Well, you rolled a 24 in his
Um.
deception, and you rolled a 10, so...
I rolled a 14, sir.
Nope, you got disadvantage on your dad.
I will say,
he
Alright,
knows
it
my
is-
lies.
if it becomes necessary to requisition one without going through the proper channels, if you know what I mean, it would be safer for Kavanen or I to ride them because we can fly.
Lucian gives her like the most quizzical look. Like one eye bigger than the other type. And is like, I thought you were scared of things that go fast.
I am, but
But you're offering to ride a
look,
hoverboard?
in the scenario in which we somehow steal some hoverboards and we absolutely need to use them, I think that I can put aside whatever fears I have to do what needs to be done in that situation. I would ride 100 hoverboards if it meant that any of you would be safe from harm.
Lucian looks so giddy right now. Like a child that just walked into a toy store. Like oh my god.
Or
What does
even
that
the
look
most
for?
Absolute.
We've just never had a
Serious.
third person, like, willing to start trouble. I'm just so excited.
I'm okay.
Now, Zozzy, I'll step in on
misinterpreted
her
this.
behalf here. She is not willing to start any trouble.
Yes, thank you, Kavanen.
But she's ready to when needed.
The door opens.
Right. Just not willing. I straightened my posture.
Yes, no, come out. Centration. Ugh. We're gonna call him Race for short, okay?
No. No. It's almost worse than Rad.
Almost.
No, it's not even close to being as bad as Rad. Ah, yes. Thank you, Race. I appreciate it. So, Lucian, you will take his advisement under consideration for all maneuvers. He kind of side eyes you and lifts his eyebrow a little bit.
Of course. I mean, I wouldn't think otherwise.
See, I told you,
know-
he's very amenable. He's much more mature than he was years ago when he left. You'll be proud of him. Anyway, Race, please take care of them. I do have to be back and attend to some other matters. So please. And he just kind of heads out the door. And then he finds like one of the hoverboards and he hops. I'm just kidding. Fuck you guys. I'm out of here.
Later, you nerds.
Nah, you're not allowed to have these. Just kidding. So the broom, I mean the hoverboard counts as a broom of flying, by the way. Just so that you guys, if you
Yeah.
steal one or whatever, it is a broom of flying.
He said if, like we're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
This guy.
Anyway, so you know what to do. You just take the broom of flying and put that in your inventory and change it to board of flying.
Yeah.
One word.
Got it.
Cool. All right. So, as I was saying, yes, I
I do mean to, to lead, hopefully, this investigation. However, if I am doing anything wrong, I do expect complete honesty. I do not have any kind of experience in these kinds of investigations. We did attempt on several occasions to do our own when we were back in Fairhaven and in Sean, just a bunch of different things. So, and those went fairly well. But here, as you are the master of the guard, I am at your disposal. But as I said before, when we met initially, I would like all reports of what is going on.
Look, I get it. I get it there, sir. I got it.
Yes.
I do like salads,
right.
but
And
that was quite all right. I've got it. I will do what you say,
right.
and if anything comes up, I'll point it out to you immediately.
all right. Thank you. And these are my friends, Zozioshti and Kovanen. And they do actually have some information for you about the assassin that we encountered.
Yes, one of your guardsmen has already pointed out to me that you, collective you, may have some questions for me, given that I was so very directly involved with the encounter with the assassin.
Okay, right. That sounds good. I think it would be good if I could come up to your rooms. Would you be all right with that if I came and took a peek inside the nursery and get a bit of a look at everything firsthand? I don't think anyone's been up there yet.
Oh,
It should be okay. We've moved out of the nursery and into one of the other rooms.
I mean, it would be good for me to get an account
But
from
other than
each person that was there.
right. Yes, one of our companions you'll find is up there. Rose was, I think, the first to encounter the assassin, so probably for the best that you speak with her.
Well, I mean, I think it'd be good if you all join me.
Sure, of course.
What time are you supposed to come down here? And who are you meeting?
I was meeting Kiss. Sassy, what was his name?
is Gerald?
Oh, Keith
Kiss
Gerald.
Gerald.
Yeah.
Right.
No, he's a good
Yes.
man.
When we spoke with him, he said in 2 hours when he was off, but then we wound up with.
Yeah, he's the
Master
flyer.
Thalas and-
He's one of the flyers. I'll have him come up. He can talk to you up there. We'll have you served in your rooms. He'll really appreciate that. He's normally eating the mess. I'm not sure what you guys are supposed to talk about, but I think well, it should suit his needs just fine. Does it sound good to you, Master Lucian?
Well, I wasn't involved in that conversation, so I mean, whatever works for Kovanen works for me.
All right.
Whatever
Well-
works for the master of the security works for me. I mean, I don't know what he needs to know either. If the master here trusts this,
Oh no, I'm just
Mr.
asking if
Jones,
it's
then-
all right with everyone if I go through a bit of an investigation in the rooms. That's all. It's we just can't start going through every house in here. Once we go past the
yes,
northern
it is
gates,
all right.
we got a bit more restrictions. Everything down here, he points out towards the sprawl that wraps around the entirety of the palace. That's my jurisdiction. Up there is by invitation only.
I
You're
do
talking,
so
of
invite you to
course.
search my room.
You're talking, of course, of Obsidian proper, or
Correct.
The palace.
Well, the palace.
Okay.
No, Obsidian proper is, like I said, my jurisdiction. But the palace is a bit of a... Things have changed a little bit since you left the Lucian. Yeah, your uncle has put a bit more restrictions on our power up there. And, you know, it's fine for us. We just spend a little bit more time down here managing the people and less time up there, you know, protecting the palace. But if you don't mind,
I think
just
I
lead
might
the
have
way.
to talk with my. I might have to talk with my uncle's cooks.
What?
He's Oh no, just kind of thinking out loud, you know.
That's an improper joke there, Lucian, but it is a bit funny. Probably the highest paid cooks
I was.
in all of the city.
Oh well, they do enough cooking.
Overworked for sure. I'm sorry.
Oh, for sure.
Please don't repeat that.
I was actually going to suggest that they put him on a bit of a diet. Okay. Don't answer that. You
highly
might be punished.
inappropriate. We should
right.
keep to
Yeah,
matters at hand.
I could get myself in a lot of trouble making jokes like that. So if you guys could all just keep that to yourselves. How about you just escort me up to your rooms and I'll take a look.
Of course.
I've been trying to lead the conversation there for the past several minutes.
Thank you.
You have. Hey, real quick.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about it on the way.
Yeah, no, of course. So yeah, as I lead the way, you know, I feel as though it would really do our part of the investigation wonders if we had a how do you say, higher vantage point.
What are you talking about? Your
That is ever.
Your rooms are like the second highest rooms in all of the city.
Not to
Right,
mention
of course.
how much more effectively we could aid the investigation if we could but travel from place to place that much more effectively.
Guys,
Hold on. I'm gonna roll insight. He looks at you guys are like walking by the room. He looks back at you guys. He just keeps walking.
If he's
Like I said, I think you guys have the highest room up there.
Do I need,
And
do I need to persuade if I have to?
fine, roll persuasion.
I will give him help.
Help. Ooh,
Great. It's a total of nothing but 17.
Yeah, 17. Not the nat one.
Fuck.
Um,
God damn it.
Where's Rose when you need a fucking like an assist on a roll, huh?
Where's my D4? All right, listen. You're gonna get me in trouble if you guys are flying around on the goddamn boards and your dad comes out and sees you. I'm gonna be like,
if you think it's a bad idea, we simply will not. As Master
stop
Cathella
it!
said,
Stop it! I see
we
what you're
heed
doing
your
here.
advice.
Yeah, I
We're the
see
expert
what you...
here. We
Come on, let's go.
step aside.
All right. Rose.
Yes.
Oh, shit! Almost knocked the cup over.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Good thing it was a short cup. It's a cup full of whiskey.
Nice.
So they are heading up to the rooms, and you and Zamra are hanging out. You know, some time has passed, and there's a knock on the door.
All right, you stay here. I'm gonna go grab that. And Rose will approach the door, calling out to whoever's on the other side. Who is it?
Nothing. A piece of paper gets pushed under the door. Say, It is a wrapped envelope, and it just says Lucian on it.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic on it. First and foremost.
Okay, so that's the first thing you
She's
do?
already survived one. Yeah. It's like, she's already survived one assassination attempt. She's not gonna, let her guard down.
Just
So-
remember, it's a federal offense to open someone's mail.
I'm not gonna open it. I'm just detecting magic on it.
All right, so you detect magic through the door, but the message seems to
No,
be
on
mundane.
okay.
Yeah, on the well, it's a radius, so it just goes in all directions anyway.
Yeah.
What school? I mean, like it tells you when you do detect magic. How does that work exactly? I need to see that again. I know it like only works through a certain thickness of wall, and
Well, I mean, you also said the letter got slid under the door to where she is,
Mhm.
so the letter is in her immediate vicinity.
yeah, no, the letter is fine. I'm just saying that through the door, you detect magic.
1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Yeah, you've got probably only a few inches of wood. Yeah, so, and does it tell you the school of magic? Is that what it is? Or am I thinking of identify,
Yes, if applicable,
if applicable?
Mhm. School of
Hmm.
magic, Vinny.
or rather, school of magic, if any. So
So, I would say the school of magic you detect is transportation. I know that's not one of the schools of magic. I guess it's probably usually conjuration, right? Is that what?
sure.
What does? Hold on. What's Dimension Door fall under?
Misty Step is conjuration, so
Okay.
but I don't know if that's gonna
And
be.
I just looked up
same.
teleportation circle, and it was conjuration.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Dimension door
conjuration
Conjuration.
through the door.
Unless, of course, you do a ritual with bathtub water, then I don't know what the fuck it is.
Just nothing. This doesn't make any sense. Is what it is.
So
This works.
that's definitely a thing. First, gonna crouch to pick it up, but she's also, as she's crouching, to pick it up with a handkerchief. She's gonna tell Zamra what it is.
And she says, "Yeah, what it is."
So,
You know, like what's up? What it is.
alright.
Anyway, bad joke. All right.
Very-
It is what it is. That's what it is.
bring it
Yeah,
up.
Rose is not touching this with her bare hands, by
Can
the
I-
way.
What was it? It's
She's
a letter.
paranoid.
Why are you getting so? Are you casting a spell?
Well, I can't detect poisons, and I'd rather not, accidentally dose myself after surviving 1 round of poison myself earlier. That shit ain't fun. And pardon me for being a little cautious because I have been poisoned within the last 4 hours.
All right, it's fine. So let's just pick it up.
Not with my bare hands. That's why I picked it up with a handkerchief. And I'm putting it on the table here. There's a table nearby, right? Where is it? Do you detect poisons by any chance?
No, unfortunately, I cannot.
So,
I could make it get like struck with lightning, although I don't know how well that would work down here.
You'd also probably burn it to a crisp.
I know. I was just being sarcastic. I apologize. No, I don't. I've not really much I can offer you in this situation. It's not really my area of expertise, nor is it investigation or any sort of research that we could do on this. Just as a note, we just leave it there. Let Lucian take care of it. One of the others, Zazie will probably know what to do.
Yeah.
And as
for
if
Zazie.
on cue, the door opens.
Right. Speaking of the ambushed here.
Hello, everyone. This is an official investigation.
First
Wait,
thing I do
how
is
did you
like glance
know?
over towards Aurora.
How did they
Your
know already?
cooperation, your cooperation is appreciated.
It's right there.
What?
What?
What is?
The
You just
investigation.
missed somebody. Hold on. Somebody just left a note for you, Lucian, and they used conjuration magic to get it into the room.
It was probably just
Oh,
a
Or
sorry.
they, or they,
It was a House of
did
Ryan.
they teleport away after they
Right.
teleported the letter into the room, or they teleported away after they just dropped it through the door?
Yeah. What
They
was it?
dropped it through the door and teleported away, probably.
Probably.
Didn't open the door to check. But if
Lucian
y'all are
just
here,
walks over and grabs the damn letter.
please do not. God damn it,
You beat me
Lucian.
to it,
All right, if you get poisoned,
Anthrax.
Also, is like Aurora covered up? Because there's definitely a stranger behind us. DM, is anyone?
would assume Rose would have thought about that and has her
Hmm.
tucked in away.
That's
That's in the
true.
way.
Let me get you to roll a what save is it for you to cover somebody up really quick before he sees it? You know what? Roll a
Okay,
dex save
scared me.
versus his perception. And we're just gonna do. I'll do a raw 20 roll for him, and you can do your dex save.
Not 20. That's 24.
Did I? Oh, my roll didn't get through. Oh, all right.
There it goes.
Yeah, Rose like falls and rolls over and like pops back up and like throws a blanket over the baby.
Yeah, she's not that dramatic.
He hasn't even walked in the door yet. He's just like looking around outside. You see a figure standing in the hall. Yeah, but you definitely get the baby covered with that fucking nat 20.
All right, and what's the? And I open the letter.
Okay. And from there, guys, we have we only got a couple minutes left, but I think we'll wrap it up there.
What the fuck?
Just
You're not gonna give me the letter?
Yeah. All right. So next week we can open with the letter. Open the letter.
Who shot JR?
we just got a letter. We just got a letter. Sorry.
All right. Little. I gotta start ending every episode with a cliffhanger. That's what they do on TV, and I hate it. But at the same time, I'm always like, I want to know.
Why are you doing it here?
Yep.